Hey guys, it's the next incredible installment of the Gratu Orloff television program in color. So with no further ado, shit, my jaw's stuck. There we go. So with no further ado, here's the great Gratu Orloff. Hello. Well, it's Sunday, the 14th of March, 2021. Hey, if you're wondering about your stimulus payment, we found that there's a, if you go to, just Google it or DuckDuckGo it, and there's an IRS tool that allows you to search for when your refund's coming to you, because my mother-in-law got her money like yesterday afternoon, and we hadn't, so we looked, and we're scheduled to get ours on Wednesday the 17th. So you can actually, because if you're frantically checking your account every hour, like we were, to see if you got the money yet, just go to IRS, where's my stimulus, whatever, and that you can find out that way. So, I've got some stuff to show you, and I've got 4 boxes I need to combine, because 4 boxes alphabetized individually around in the FGH area all need to be consolidated. So, this music was used in the 60s for a show called Slam Bang Theater in Fort Worth, Texas, and the host was a guy named Icky Twerp. His real name was Bill Camfield, and he ran Three Stooges comedies and cartoons, and he did skits with guys dressed as monkeys, local high school students, that kind of like Ernie Kovacs, and you can see some clips on YouTube of him. Icky Twerp, Slam Bang Theater. That's how all the people in this area grew up seeing Three Stooges and cartoons and stuff. He was the local kids show host. He also was the local horror host, and he was Gorgon. And you can see some clips of Gorgon too on YouTube. But he's passed away, but that was the theme song. By the time my family had moved here in '76, he'd already gone on to moved on to something else, and not died, but he wasn't doing Icky Twerp anymore. But they still had Slam Bang Theater every morning, and it had this theme song that was just no host. But I remember that theme song. But early, I think he stopped in '74 or something. Icky Twerp, look him up on YouTube. Let's see, and this is some of the sound effects used to be on it. And there was a really cool dark ride at Six Flags over Texas from the mid-'60s. I think it started in '66, and it was it had these weird creatures with pointy noses. They kind of looked like Spy versus Spy, right? And you went into it was a dark ride, and you were on a little boat, and you'd float in through this cave. And you'd see these weird aliens, and they were apparently abandoned on Earth, and it was all blacklit and really cool, and the spooky kind of music was playing, and echo and glowing, and it was very cool in there because it got really hot at Six Flags in the summer, and you'd have this cool air, and it was like a Tunnel of Love kind of dark ride. And it was really cool. But then, Warner Communications, or whatever it's called, bought out Six Flags, and they turned it into a Looney Tunes ride. And I love Looney Tunes, but they made it all bright in there and had these Bugs Bunny, Yosemite Sam's cave or something. And they'd move very robotically. And it wasn't cool anymore. They didn't have this 60s, 50s exotica music, and it was just, they ruined it. And for those of you, they tried to cancel Dr. Seuss. They went for Mr. Potato Head. Then they were going for Pepe Le Pew. And someone pointed out a very important thing. Pepe Le Pew, the reason that the cat was rejecting Pepe Le Pew's advances. It wasn't that he was trying to rape her, because he smelled. And then there was a cartoon I'd forgotten where he painted away his white stripe. He made himself all black, and then she was like really attracted to him because he looked like he was a cat. But then she smelled the smell, it came back, and so anyway, just ridiculous. And another thing, I ran about masks a lot in here, and I noticed Captain Strangelove was like saying, I wish all these people would stop ranting against masks. And I thought, oh boy, I know he's talking about me. And I was like, oh shit, I felt like I was being chastised in the principal's office. And I know because I don't have anyone, we barely know anybody. The only person I know that caught that, I haven't even seen her in 10 years, but she's a friend in Dallas, and she was in the hospital, but she's in her 30s, so she wound up okay. And then this the oldest brother of old friend of mine, who was probably around 70, was having some heart troubles, and then they put him into a ward where they were putting people that had the that you can't mention, and then he wound up catching it. But so I guess what I ran about mostly is I just can't breathe in them. But I wear them. I'm not one of these protesters that doesn't wear them in stores or anything. But when I'm out walking the dog and I see someone riding by on a bicycle with a mask, I think, God, people are so. But I don't know. You're right. People have the right to do what they want. I didn't mean to. If it was me, or maybe it was a combination of people. Hopefully, it wasn't just me. But anyway, yeah, because it never touched me super close in my family. Mainly because I don't have any family. So. And I never go outside anyway, so it didn't really change much between before and after. But yeah. So if that was me, I apologize, and I will not talk about masks so much because they made it last Wednesday where you don't have to wear them anymore, but everyone still wears them, and nothing's changed. So anyway. We got some magazines to look at, some comics to look at. Oh, I found some cool things in the closet. And this is a cool thing. I've never seen this before in my life, and maybe you guys have never seen it. It's a fun magic and mystery catalog from Atomic Magnifying Glass, May of '35. And it's got all kinds of cool ads, but let's take a look through this thing. Look at this page. Now, I reproduced this page in one of my issues of a homemade magazine I put out called The Sophisticate, and Captain Strangelove was talking about that on his latest episode this morning, and I'm going to show some of those copies, but there's some episodes, if you go back in the 120s of my episodes, I think 123, somewhere, I can figure it out and post below, but there's certain episodes that I put up last September or so where I really show those Sophisticates really well. Look at that. Get a baby automatic. Yeah, I mean, there's some... See, this is the kind of thing that was just common back then, this kind of racism. And it was just accepted in the 30s, and so what they're doing with Dr. Seuss is they're going back to his political cartoons that he did during World War II, and they're seeing characters with swastikas on them, and they're saying, oh, this must be racism, but they're not looking at them in the context of the time real live pet turtles. And then there's, I think, in the Mulberry Street book, they show a Chinese guy with a ponytail and he's eating with chopsticks, and that's part of what's upsetting everyone. Not everyone. Actually, Dr. Seuss is selling better than ever. Oh, look at these celluloid buttons. Oh, honey, give me some. Won't you be my jazz bug? Won't you be my jazz baby? And who the devil are you? I don't know if the camera's focusing on this. You can get a dancing skeleton for 10 cents. The smallest one-tube receiving set. This is just a cool book. I don't know. I think I got it at a Militaria store. There used to be a store near me that had nostalgias, mostly like, you know, buying old helmets and stuff, and posters, you know, World War II posters telling you to conserve or something. It was all kind of stuff related to the military, but then they'd also have sometimes cool nostalgic stuff. This might be, you know, in old comic books sometimes they'd say order a novelty catalog where you can get all the cool stuff, and this must be, of course this predates comic books. This is 1935. I think in 1935 maybe the only thing around was Famous Funnies. It certainly predates superhero comics, so. But I imagine when you order a catalog from those ads during the time that we read comics, you'd probably get something like this. I don't know. I remember this song played in that cave as you floated through looking at the weird aliens. You can look up Cave Ride, Six Flags Over Texas, and it was also called the Spelunker Cave. The aliens were called spelunkers. Anyone that grew up in North Texas or Texas that went to Six Flags remembers that ride, remembers how cool it was, and really regrets that they gutted the ride. I mean, the cave is still there. It's just lit wrong, and it's filled with Looney Tunes characters. So anyway, they're not going to put Pepe Le Pew, or they've edited him out of some new sequel to that Michael Jordan basketball movie where he was teamed up with Bugs Bunny. There's some new movie coming out with some other basketball player. Yeah, this is just amazing. I'll go through this thing, don't worry. Now, what does that gun ad say? Protect your home with this .25 caliber Blue Steel automatic, $9.75. Then you have a page of plants. Yeah, a whole bunch of plants. Oh, look at this. Chinese good luck ring. Will you be lucky in love? This song was also used in that ride. Yeah, they used to have a lot of cool rides that are no longer there at Six Flags, like the Fiesta train that was designed by Sid and Marty Krofft, and the LaSalle Riverboat ride that was kind of like the Disney Jungle Cruise, but really cool. It's gone. Comical motto rings. Will ya, huh? So's your old man. Don't rush me, big boy. When do we eat? Kiss me again, I'm still conscious. If you can read this, you are too darn close. You can, Police victims of joke auto bomb. Yeah, joke auto bomb. Imagine lots of bombs to scare people in their cars. Wow. Here's a bunch of books that you can order. Well, I'd say they sell a lot of guns in here, man. Blank cartridge pistols. Shoots 22 caliber blank cartridges. But could you shoot real bullets with it? I don't know. You tell me. Look at that cool ad. Oh, and you can get the Book of Moses there. You imagine that performing skeleton. You imagine working in this company, this warehouse. This is like the Amazon of the 1930s. There's your poo-poo cushion. All the stuff you remember from comic book ads, plus a lot more. Oh, that's cool. They got a Buck Rogers pistol. I don't know, is this lighting working or not? I don't know. Then they have classified opportunities. Address, Fun, Magic, and Mystery, Racine, Wisconsin. So this is printed in, let me read a few ads from this. Wanted, names of men desiring outdoor jobs, $1,700 to $2,400 a year. Patrol parks, protect game. Clip items from newspaper, earn cash at home. Bonafide proposition, complete instructions, 25 cents. It's all a bunch of job opportunities. But boy, you can make $2,400 a year, so that's pretty good, huh? But you got to realize that was pretty good pay back then. Oh, you can see it. At whatever time I bought this, I bought it for $2. I think that's a bargain. Oh, look at this. Genie, the Conjurer's magazine. I don't remember where I got this. It might have been in a estate sale, where it was a estate sale of a magician, and there was all kinds of magic books, books about how to do magic, and I bought some of them. But this is a magazine for magicians. I don't know. They still have magazines for magicians. There must be. Tells all the secrets, right? Apparently the magazine been around for a while. Jerry Larson Jaffe. Al Jaffe, the Mad Magazine artist, just retired. He's 100 years old. So I think that leaves of the original Mad Magazine Creators. This one has had some water damage. Let's see. That's why it's... But it's cool, you know. I'm not gonna not buy this because you're never gonna see... I don't know, maybe eBay, you can turn these things up. Oh yeah, Al Jaffe. The only other guy that's still around is Sergio Aragones. I'm trying to be conscious how to pronounce the name. My wife is a native Spanish speaker, and she was trying to teach me because I was going to say Sergio Aragones, and she says, no, it's Sergio Aragones. She taught me how to pronounce it, but I'm going to just revert to how I've pronounced it since I was in second grade, and I became aware of him. Sergio Aragones. Gotta say it right. Look at this. Steel Pier Amusement, an amusement city at sea. This is a program. Atlantic City. Yeah. If you ever play Monopoly, it's based on Atlantic City. Here are the artists that are going to be playing there. Buddy Morrow, Woody Herman. Let's see who I recognize. Gene Krupa, Louis Armstrong, Billy May Orchestra. Billy May did the music in the 3rd season of Batman, which has never been released in any way. The music from the season with Batgirl, it was really good. And I don't know of any, unless you know, release of that music from that season. Spring attractions when they have the stuff for the kids. Dion and the Belmonts, April 17th. Paul Anka. I don't know the Quaker City Boys. Janet Stewart, The Virtues. Kathy Carr, I think, had a song called Silver Tower. There's the General Motors exhibit. Diving Horses. Oh, yeah, look. So we got Ricky Nelson, who was great. The Three Stooges, but it's not. It's with Curly Joe. But still, it's the Three. Frankie Avalon. There's the Lennon Sisters. They were popular. They were on Lawrence Welk. Pat Boone, Louis Armstrong. Let's see what else we got here. What is this little mimeograph sheet in here? I guess this is a late bulletin. They're going to have Anita Bryant. Oh, yeah. Talk about cancel culture. I remember she was the first person in my life that I remember was canceled because everyone was hating her around in the mid-70s because, ooh, this has got autograph. Whose autograph? Free surgical masks for everyone to keep the blood off. Oh, one of the Crest autographed this. To Kathy Sue, best of luck from Lenny of the Crest. The Crest did what, 16 candles? I can't search on my phone because I'm recording with my phone. But I think the Crest did 16 candles, which is a great song. But are the Crest here? They got Johnny Cash, plus these exciting newcomers. Johnny Cash is a newcomer. Bobby Rydell, look at that. Bobby Rydell. Conway Twitty is a newcomer. The Crew Cuts, they were a newcomer. There's Anita Bryant. She came out in the 70s. She was doing commercials for Florida Oranges, and she made some comments about that homosexuality was against the Bible, and that's why people were up in arms against Anita Bryant, and she wouldn't back down. I remember that. Dion and the Belmonts, wonderful. Kathy Carr, and I think it's Ivory Tower. I think I said Silver Tower. Betty Johnson, I don't know her. The Virtues, I don't know. Earl Grant's real good. Peter Breck as Clay Culhane. What Western was that? So the crests have to be here. So where? Oh, and Fabian's there too. Fabian was an attempt to clone Elvis, kind of a more muscle-bound Elvis when Elvis got drafted. They tried to create a new prefab Elvis, and he was, it worked. He was really popular. There was another autograph, also from the Crest, to Kathy from Chuck of the Crest. So here's more of the adult stuff, like Glenn Miller Band. Of course, Glenn Miller was killed in World War II, so it's just still his band, so they still put his name on it. Bobby Vinton is more, I would think, more of a kid. It's all mixed up, I guess. So where are the crests? Dancing Waters. Yeah, I don't remember where I bought this, but I'm pretty sure they didn't know it was autographed, or they didn't care, because look at these cool ads. Because the average idiot today does not know who the crests are. And I may be the average idiot, because I'm trying to think. They did 16 Candles, didn't they? So I'm not entirely sure. I wonder if I could ask Siri while I'm recording. I don't think I could I? I'd probably say it, and it would stop my recording if I asked Siri a question. I don't know about that. I'll show some of my homemade magazines that I did in the late 80s, early 90s in a little bit. But I'm anxious to get back to my project here. Okay, so I dug up this box, and this box, and this box, and I've got to add them all together. So, I'll show you what I'm doing. This box we went through yesterday. I don't know if you guys watch every episode. I went through Fear, through Green Lantern. Then I got this box that starts with Ghostly Tales, and obviously Ghostly Tales belongs in that box. And it goes through Man-Thing, and then this is the box you were just sitting on the camera. And it's got Human Fly-Through, whatever. And this box has got Halloween Horror, Hawkman, whatever. So we're going to combine all of this stuff. My goal. So, oh, this is going to be rough. Shit. Whoa. Yeah, I went out and got some quesadillas and a quesadilla and a burrito from the restaurant that we call the Mean Lady restaurant. But I think it's La Maguitos or something like that. Anyway, really good Mexican restaurant. And I saw all the trees are blooming, so it's spring is officially here, and we lost an hour last night. So that was exciting. Okay, it's Ghostly Tales from the Haunted House. Obviously a Steve Ditko cover. Let me move you guys in a little closer. Yeah, it's 20 center from 1972, it looks like. So let's get this in here. Flash, 4-star Battle Tales. Okay, there's the Ghost. Ghost Lee would be. There's Ghost Manor. Okay. Glory, Ghostly Haunts. Ghostly Tales. Charlton did a lot of ghost comics, didn't they? You got Ghostly Haunts, Ghostly Tales, Ghost Manor. Oh, and here's another Charlton, Ghostly Haunts, with a cool cover. What medium is that in? It's not a painting, or is it? It's very interesting. I don't know. I always like this kind of, it's like a horror host, like a cool looking mod witch, but the fact that she has glasses on gives her that librarian kind of vibe. So she's kind of like Vampira's nerdy sister. And I like it when Steve Ditko draws her. Of course, he draws her more with yellow sunglasses, which makes her more mysterious and less like a librarian. That's probably what the original intent was, I bet. And the other artist just didn't get the memo. Ghostly Haunts number 30. This is 32, and that's 54. Okay, then we've got an issue of Ghost number 81. Now, we were going through Ghost yesterday. There's Ghost number 20, 70. Alright, goes there. Here's Ghost Manor number 5. Steve Ditko did a lot of work for Charlton there in the 70s. Yeah, I gotta watch it, just ranting on and on about, politics and hurting people's feelings. I think the thing is that Keebler Cookie Elf doctor said that, well, they don't have any effect, you don't need to wear them, and then it's later, well, you need maybe wear one, and then, no, yeah, maybe 2 would be okay, and it just seemed like it was being made up, that you're going to wind up with it regardless. It's just there to make you feel better, but yeah, I'm going to stop talking about masks. Guardians of the Galaxy number 14. I'm holding it up, not even telling you what it is. Okay, so that's going to be in the next... This box goes through Green Lantern, so I'm done with that box as far as that goes. But let's see if there's anything... Shit. From Fear to Green Lantern in this next box, which you are on. So I'll move you over. Shit. Fear to Green Lantern. Now this starts with Human Fly, so that would also be after Fear to Green Lantern. Halloween Horror. Okay. So that box is done with. It is the Done With Horror. Okay, so now I have 3 boxes I need to consolidate. One that starts with Guardians of the Galaxy. This one that starts with Human Fly. And this, okay. Oh, wow. How are we going to do this? Okay, let's see here. Oh, boy. Put you over here. Well, you just got to start, I guess. So I'll start with these comics. We'll start putting them in this box. Okay, so Halloween Horror. And what is this? Looks probably like reprints. Yeah, it's 50s reprints. Inside, it's really cool. Yeah, really cool. The cover makes it look shitty. But inside, it's wonderful. Okay, Guardians of the Galaxy, followed by Gunhawks. Then I've got Hellboy, Halloween Horror comes before Hellboy. Hanna-Barbera Parade from Charlton would go before Hellboy. These are childhood copies. Also before Hellboy. Also before Hellboy. Oh, then later Marvel got the rights to the Hanna-Barbera characters. So this is Hanna-Barbera Spotlight #1 on Huckleberry Hound. And it was done well. Hanna-Barbera TV stars. This is focusing on Dino Mutt, but they also have Space Ghost and the Herculoids. It's cool to see the Herculoids in a Marvel comic and see how Space Ghost fared. Oh, well, I got Alex Toth. Or Toth. Alex Toth. Yeah. Oh, and then I realized, since childhood, I've been mispronouncing, calling this the Indica. It's really Indicia. I noticed that from Captain Strangelove. I was like, oh shit. I've been mispronouncing that for almost 50 years. But no one, where am I going to hear people using that word? I don't know any better. Oh boy, wait. There's another box I need to get into play here because where is that? Yeah, because yeah, because the Hulk. Oh man. Okay. Oh boy. Well, let me finish this, then I'll do that. Here's another one of those Hanna-Barbera's Dino Mutt #6. Okay, here's one of those Spire Christian comics. Hansi, the girl who loved the swastika, and later she learns she converts to Christianity. Here's a Marvel Archie ripoff called Harvey.
Only one man could destroy a Caribbean island. Only one man would drive a car with an ejection.
Harvey Collector's Comics, reprinting old Sad Sack. Haunted Love. Then I've got some Haunted Fear. Yeah. Haunted Fear EC reprints, but I've been filing these under EC. That was my new thing. Here's Haunt of Horror, which started as a digest magazine around '72, and then it became a black and white magazine with comics in it. Or originally, a Haunt of Horror was like a pulp. It was supposed to be like a pulp, the digest, like the size of Reader's Digest. And then I guess they brought it back when they started this Max line. Looks like it's all Richard Corbin stuff, so that's great. Oh, I answered my own question from last night. There was some Ultraverse comic that I somehow wound up with, and it had Thor in the corner, and then I looked it up, and apparently Marvel bought Ultraverse to try to keep it out of the hands of the characters, out of the hands of DC, and then they had some of their characters mix it up with the Ultraverse characters, and then ultimately they aren't using the characters in their comics now, but they said one of the characters was in Thor Ragnarok. I don't know anything about that. Then it said there was even a Saturday morning cartoon based on Ultraverse, because, you know, they had X-Men, which was a big hit, so they tried a Wildcats cartoon that failed based on whatever company Wildcats was from, and And then Ultraverse tried to do a comic, a cartoon, and you can see it all of that stuff's on YouTube, available to see the results. Okay, so where's the box that had the Hulk in it? Because remember, we had that box that had Hulk 180 in it, and that may be what you're sitting on, unfortunately. I may have to move you guys. Here's JFK's first 6,000 days in National Lampoon. Grand fifth term inaugural issue. This is from February 77. I just pulled that out and I got to put it with my other National Lampoons, which I found. So I'm going to go through and show them my National Lampoons soon, because I've got fans of humor magazines that subscribe to my channel. Like Tom Smith is sounds like a world-class collection of every humor magazine ever made, and he was wanting to see the National Lampoons. And honestly, I was talking with him about how National Lampoon should be something that comic collectors collect, because it's filled with art by Frank Frazetta, Neil Adams, everybody. It's amazing, and they do parodies of comics and comic books. But you don't hear comic people talking about National Lampoon much, and it's kind of mystifying. But it's one of those things. I don't think I'm much of a social influencer. Got the camera at an angle, so it's almost like I'm a Batman villain, right? And the 66 Batman, they always tilted the camera in the scenes when the bad guys would appear to emphasize that they were crooked. Doorway to nightmare. Unexpected. Oh, mother father. When they put Godfather on television, what they used to do on network television is they would redub with original actors, usually, the cursing, so they could show it on ABC, CBS, NBC. And so they had to redub with clean language. So motherfucker would always become mother father. You dirty mother father, you. Perhaps I should adopt that into my vocabulary, because I curse too much for this Christian network. Green Lantern. Oh. Okay, this is what I need. Okay, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, I've uncovered the box. So, where the fuck? Okay, so that box this box here ended with Green Lantern. So there's Green Lantern. Okay, and this goes through House. Okay. All right, so I gotta move. I think I know what to do. Don't worry, I won't confuse you. But shit. Let me get you in a place where you can get the light a little bit better. So we're gonna do this film noir lighting. Okay. Okay. So Green Lantern, and then we'll put Guardians of the Galaxy. I think we went through this box last night. Perhaps. Grim Ghost? We looked at Grimm's Ghost Stories. Oh, we were looking at Gru the Wanderer when we left off last night. So this is perfect. You know, I've almost got the entire collection organized. I've got the older stuff over there organized, and now, okay, so here's Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay, so looks like I got 2 copies of this 14. I started buying Guardians of the Galaxy when the movie came out to try to catch up, because it's like the Guardians of the Galaxy that I knew was the one from the 60s, and so I wanted to catch up so I wouldn't, because I figure I'm going into a comic book movie and I don't even know the characters. I'm just like an average idiot going into a movie. No, I want to be the comic nerd that knows these characters before I go in, so I tried to pick some of them up. You know, I wish she looked that cool in the movie. Maybe the secret is covering up more of Brie Larson's face. That didn't sound too nice, did it? But then, you know, they could have anyone play her, including someone that can act and has a butt. Because they had to get a stunt butt, from what I understand, because she's got a real... I need to be quiet. I'm being very awful. Gunhawks. Okay, we just looked at this, right? Okay, so Gunhawks goes here. Halloween Horror moves to this box. Okay, then all the Hanna-Barbera stuff will move over here. And the Harvey stuff moves over here. Harvey. Wait. Harvey. Okay. Okay. Well, then that means I have not one, not two. This is why I'm doing this. But 3 copies of this. Tell me this is rare like Vicky, you know, from Atlas Seaboard. If it is, that'd be good. Okay, so Hero for Hire. So we'll move Haunted Love over. We just looked at Haunted Love, didn't we? Haunt of Horror. Okay. Did we go through this box last night? We went through Hellboy. You know, when Richard Corbin does Hellboy, it was great. It was always great, but I don't have many Hellboys. I should have more. It's just one of those things. I should have more. It was a legitimately good comic. And okay, Hot Stuff is going to be after Hero for Hire. Wait a second. Hawkman. Hawkman should be before Hero for Hire. And what's in the box that you're on top of? Human Fly. Human Fly would be after Hero for Hire. Alright. So we don't have to worry about this box for a little bit. So I have one of these little dividers that came from Lone Star Comics. They charged $1.29 for it. It's a nifty little thing. Has the title on both sides. Okay, let's see what Hawkman comics we have here. Hawkman 16. The Shadow War of Hawkman. This is a 4-part miniseries, of which I have part 1 and part 4. You know, that box we got yesterday from Graphic Man, you know, on Friday night, I show you, boy, this is the world's greatest comics magazine. It was a series made to look like the old Fantastic Four from the 60s. I only had issue 12, and I thought, why don't I have the first 11? This is clearly great stuff. It's what I always love, is the Kirby-looking art from... But, so then I got a box the next day, an Act of Kindness box from Graphic Man, and it had the first 11 issues. The night before, I was saying, I wish I had the first 11 issues, so I was completely psychic, and then he sent an email saying, you probably already have all these comics. And the only one I had out of the whole box was the 60s fantasy masterpieces, but that one I think was in better shape than the one I had. Here's the official Hawkman index. So that is a truly paranormal, psychic kind of thing. Hawkman.
Attention Kmart shoppers.
Hawkman featuring Hawkwoman.
Think of Kmart, where there is a registered pharmacist on duty at all times.
Oh, I like this cover.
Stop by today and meet our pharmacists. They will be happy to discuss and quote
okay,
prices
so I'm putting Hawkman in here, but we're after Hellboy. So Hawkman should be after Hanna-Barbera. Hawkman should be Harvey. Yeah, I need to get Hawkman between Harvey, Hawk, UVW, Haunt of Horror, that's a U. So Hawkman would be after that. Then we have Hellboy. Then over in this box, we have this really cool Hellboy Jr. made to look like a Hot Stuff comic. And I like this artist, Bill Ray. I think he worked on Ren and Stimpy. So, it's just really cool. Holy shit, what did I just see? Yeah, there's a little tip of the hat to Basil Wolverton. Yeah, just this cover is fantastic. Okay, here's a bunch of Hellboys. Hellboy Weird Tales. Number 3. Oh, look at this great cover by Frank Cho.
And man's dream came true. Minus 30 seconds. Stay tuned for complete coverage of man's greatest adventure.
I should have more. Here's a 25-cent Hellboy.
Is Dr. Grotu Olaf spinning some of your favorite records for you here on Radio Grotu?
I know I have the Hellboy that has the cover that's a tribute to the Thor cover. So where is that? I know I've got that. I have 2 copies of this issue. Richard Corbin doing the art. I love Richard Corbin. Here's another Hellboy Jr. Halloween special. Approved by the Dark Horse Authority. Yeah, look at this. It's just great stuff. Okay. Hellboy. Let's get this with the. Ay. Okay, Hero for Hire, Hot Stuff comes later, Hellstorm comes next. Okay, so this is what, in theory, that TV show should have looked like, which no one watched, and apparently it looked nothing like this. This is the Son of Satan. They tried to give it a new name, and somehow he has red hair now. Oh, here's an issue of Herbie that I didn't know I had. But it should be over there. This is a great find. Oh, man, I love Herbie. And the ads in these comics were great. This comic line, ACG, somehow the ads just were so much better. They don't have a lot of ads, but the ones they have are top-notch. You know. So, alright, that goes over here. Hercules.
1700. We have a shift.
Hercules number 10, but it's Modern Comics. So it's a reprint from the late 70s. Hercules number 11. Also Modern Comics. Hercules. Okay, DC Hercules. Everybody did Hercules because you can't copyright Hercules. How do you copyright a deity from thousands of years ago? You know, in theory, anyone could do a Thor comic. It just can't look like Marvel's Thor. Of course, Thor in mythology wasn't a blonde guy. This is a Marvel Hercules, Prince of Power. That was a mini-series from maybe the early 80s, probably.
So if Christ on the cross is
One.
Osiris,
And then I have another one. Okay, this is a different series, I guess. I guess they kept giving him mini-series.
strong female energy,
Number 2. Okay, and then we have this situation. We have Hot Stuff waiting. We have Luke Cage here. We have Luke Cage here. So we're combining these boxes so we know what we've got. So this is 13. That's 14. This is 2.
now the
So first we'll look at 2.
becomes
So,
the red
I'm filing it. I've filed it traditionally just because Hero for Hire apparently is the title.
become
Now, later, the title was changed.
inverted cross.
And if you really think about it, the idea to make one of the first major African-American superheroes, to make him a hero that you have to pay him like he's, kind of like a detective, you gotta,
But how do
that takes away the altruistic aspect of superheroes and could come across as racist to,
energy
some, people that are always looking for it. But, to make it, I think it's better for him not to have to be paid to help you. So there's number 2. Here's number 4.
the rods,
Yeah,
the sword,
this was a great comic. It's kind of like Marvel's answer to the blaxploitation films that were coming out at the time. There was, Shaft and Superfly, and then there was, like Blackula and Blackenstein and Dr. Black and Mr. Hyde. Then there were all the great Pam Grier movies. She was beautiful. Pam Grier.
creating the matrix.
Okay, here's 8. Boy, look at him, man. He can't wait to get at the bad guy there. 8. 13. Great artwork in this comic. Now that I'm getting everything organized, I'm going to sit down for a long time and just read a lot of this stuff. That is my goal. There's 14. The wonderful 20-cent era. Oh, I have 2 copies of 15. What a great cover. By that point, he had the traditional costume, which, if I was in charge of Netflix, he would have worn in the Netflix show. But, oh man, look at this. I forgot. Okay, so you got Luke Cage Hero for Hire, and you turn the page, and you've got a Bill Everett Submariner story from the Golden Age. I forgot about that. And here's the old Foom ad. I remember, I found my old Fooms. Foom magazines. I'll show those to you tomorrow, possibly. God willing. Who knows what will happen tomorrow. Here's 16. I don't think it wasn't really that hard to build a run of Luke Cage because there wasn't a lot of demand. But anyway, I didn't fully do it. Here's 19. So by this point, they changed the name and gotten rid of the Hero for Hire that made him seem like kind of a rat fink. Look at the art here. It's very it's very plain, but powerful. I mean, it's almost as plain as if you're looking at a coloring book. Who is this artist? I'm not knocking it. George Tuska with Vince Coletta as the inker. It's just very, it's kind of workmanlike, but it's good. Okay, what do we got here? Okay, then number 47 is, I believe that's probably from a Whitman sampler, I'm thinking, because that and nothing there, because 1977 was before the direct comic book store marketing, I'm pretty sure. Here's 51. See, that's a regular newsstand copy. We're in 1978 now. This is a great cover. Oh, because it's Ernie Chan, and that's all I talk about in the last few episodes is Ernie Chan. Just look at the power of that art in number 52.
We have two groups in the catalog.
Oh, okay. By this point, he teamed up with Iron Fist, and that was a really good combination.
Supporting their president,
Really good. They worked really well together, and
like tourists
much better, I think, than the comics were with them alone.
of Black Ops
It was
agents.
And it worked really well because
Will probably pop up later.
kung fu films
Crisis.
were very popular
Muslim terrorists.
with the African American community, with African American film goers. So in neighborhoods that were traditionally African American neighborhoods, the movie theaters, they were almost all kung fu movies a lot of times. And so if you team up one of the great African American superheroes with one of the great kung fu superheroes, then that was
Listen if you
box office magic, comic book magic for that era of the 1970s. Yes. 59. Okay, we're coming up. We're two hot stuffs converged in the wood, and each hot stuff looking about the same, or for where we combined them and went on a single path of hot stuff, a single path to hell, the home of hot stuff. But we got to get through all these Iron Fist, and there was a lot of them because I really loved this comic. I thought these two characters were great together, like Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Two great tastes that go great together. And then there was this Max comic, and this is probably where they started showing all the sex stuff that they put into the Netflix show, because Max means, hey, this is R-rated stuff, and it's Richard Corbin. And Richard Corbin is always wonderful, but of course you've got, titties in there because it's, but it's just questionable. I don't know. I mean, whatever you think, but a comic that's traditionally been a comic for 10-year-olds to, look how they drew him. Man, if they could have gotten a guy that looked like that for the Netflix series. Okay, so what do we got here? History of the DC Universe, Hot Stuff, Hex goes before Hot Stuff. This was a comic where Jonah Hex is in the future. So, it was quite an interesting comic. I don't have enough of them. I have one, and then I have four, so I need to get 2 and 3 for sure, because this is a neat concept.
Well, of course not. People have to be killed for them to be a sacrifice. So what they are telling you here,
Old friend of mine, an artist, Charles Ray Hancock, this was his favorite comic book of all time, is Hex.
that means that COVID is
Here's
not
14.
the virus they are telling you it is.
Yeah, this is another thing I need to build up in my collection, is this. And also fill in any holes in my Jonah Hex run. And see, they got Michael Fleischer, the sick genius, sick writer that was behind a lot of twisted stuff from DC in that time period. Like the Spectre. It was the Spectre, wasn't it? Yeah. Sometimes I get Spectre and Phantom Stranger mixed up in my mind. Okay. So we've got Hot Stuff 118 here. Okay. This is Hot Stuff 102 with a great, I love covers with record players or jukeboxes. 108, 118. Okay. 120. Oh, someone wrote on him. Okay, 120. 123. Okay, now we've got two House of Mysteries. You know, these and these that need to be combined. But then you've got History of the DC Universe over here. That would go before House of Mystery. And before Hot Stuff. Yeah, Hot Stuff, Hex, History of the DC Universe is like great reading. But I only have book one, and it's got, you know, great art and everything, so I need to get however many books there are of that. Oh, and there's more Hot Stuff over here. Okay, this is one of those Image comics. It's a swimsuit special, so, you know, it's this kind of 90s thing. But, you know, it's just a bunch of swimsuit shots. And, you know, it's just this.
The Nazi eagle.
Oh, whatever. Oh, okay, whatever. Enough of that. Hong Kong Phooey. I remember this because we bought it in Seguin, Texas when we went there for my grandfather's funeral. And so this has a bittersweet memory because I loved this cartoon in third grade? So this is May 75, so this was probably came out in February of 75. Maybe that's when my grandfather passed away. So I just remember getting it out there. Jewelry on the back, because the average reader of Hong Kong Phooey probably had a serious girlfriend that they might want to get engaged to. Some mystery, Hot Stuff. Okay, Hot Stuff over here. All right, I thought I had more Hot Stuffs. This is 107. There's a conspiracy guy on YouTube that everybody's interviewing that's a conspiracy person, and he calls himself Juan 07. Juan 07. He's supposed to be ex-government, supposed to be like really in the know, and he never shows his face. He's like Blofeld. He always holds his camera, and all you see are his boots propped up on a table, and he talks about how this horrible situation that the United States is dealing with, which hopefully you realize we're in a horrible situation, that it's all going to be fixed, and we'll see. Okay, so 107, last time I checked, comes before 108, so we'll put it before it. It's great to be able to spread out like this and get these comics organized. Before, my problem was lack of space. 118, 120, okay, 121, 122. Okay, what is this one? 108. Do I have two 108s? Because I thought I was just handling 108. I have two 108s because I love that cover with the record player. See, that makes sense. And here's, of course, Hot Stuff had a lot of different other comics. Here's Hot Stuff Sizzlers, number 56. And here's 58. Yeah, he was like the X-Men, you know. Casper, all these Harvey characters had tons and tons of different titles. So at any given time, there might be 3 or 4 different Hot Stuff comics on the market. And back then, that was uncommon. Spider-Man was the first that started expanding. There was the Amazing Spider-Man. And then there was the comic made more for kids, Spidey Super Stories. And there had always been, pretty much since around 65, there was Marvel Tales that reprinted the old Spider-Man stories. So you had The Amazing Spider-Man, which were his current stories, Marvel Tales, which you could pick up and see